Hello, welcome to BFIT. My name is Brett Wellman. I'm the Assistant Dean of Student Life, and I'm here to talk to you about our Code of Student Conduct, highlight some of the policies that are important for you to know, and to speak briefly about the conduct process. So let's jump in. Our academic honesty policy, located in the BFIT handbook that you received digitally, states that academic dishonesty is a serious issue. Honesty in all academic work is expected of every student at all times. This means each individual does his or her own work without the assistance from another source on any assignment or exam, unless otherwise directed by the instructor. You are unable to learn what you need to know if you do not do your own work. A violation of academic honesty can include, but not be limited to, plagiarism, falsifying documents, submitting the same assignment in multiple classes, copying or sharing work from another student, aiding and abetting cheating, and finally using any form of technology, for example cell phones, laptops, or student S drive, as a tool for academic dishonesty. It is your responsibility to understand BFIT's expectations for academic honesty and to seek help in understanding the policy if necessary. Policy is important for you to read and understand, as violations of this policy are almost always never intentional, so they've been violated by accident, but also play a big part in maintaining the integrity of the college and the value of your degree or certificate. The college has a 3-strike process for academic honesty violations. With a first violation, you'll be expected to meet one-on-one with the conduct officer, and sanctions for the first time may include an F on the assignment and an educational component so you learn from the process. A second violation during your time at BFIT, whether in the same class or a different class, may result in an F for that class that the second violation is taking place in. Since you've already had a violation and you did not learn from the process, the sanction has progressed to an F for the course, and you would have to retake the class. Finally, a third violation of the academic honesty policy may result in suspension or expulsion from the college. As I said earlier, this policy helps us maintain the integrity of the college and keeps your degree and certificate valuable. When all else fails, please ask questions before submitting work. If you feel unsure about the quality of your work, ask your instructor, your advisor, or even me. This is a good tip to avoid violating the academic honesty policy. The next policy that I'd like to highlight is our alcohol and drug policy. The college supports a zero-tolerance policy for the use, possession, or intent to distribute alcohol or drugs on the BFIT campus. These offenses are serious in nature and will result in sanctions that may include suspension or expulsion from the college. Regardless of age, there will be no use, possession, or distribution of alcoholic beverages on campus. Persons 21 years or older will have the responsibility of conducting themselves in a professional manner at all times. Knowingly being in the presence of someone who is using, possessing, or having the intent to distribute alcohol or drugs is prohibited. Although Massachusetts state law permits the use of medical marijuana by persons possessing a lawfully issued medical marijuana card and recreational marijuana for those that are 21 years or older, universities are still subject to the Drug-Free Workplace Act of 1988 and the Drug-Free Schools and Communities Act Amendment of 1989, which prohibits marijuana use, possession, or cultivation at educational institutions and on the premise of other recipients of federal funds. Next policy that I'd like to highlight is our bias-related harassment and discrimination policy. It is the goal of BFIT to maintain an environment free of violence, intimidation, and harassment. Bias-related behavior based on race, religion, gender identity, age, ethnicity, national origin, physical appearance, disability, or sexual orientation assaults the dignity and worth of the individual and will not be tolerated. Indeed, victimization will be actively opposed. Bias-related violence, intimidation, and harassment exists, for example, when behavior is intended to intimidate, insult, or stigmatize an individual or group. When its use is made of provocative words or nonverbal symbols, which by their virtue are commonly understood to convey direct and visceral hatred or contempt for human beings. Or finally, an act of violence is committed in connection with a bias. Since these violations are severe in nature, possible outcomes for violating these policies may include suspension or expulsion from the college. So what happens if you're reported for a potential violation of our student code of conduct? First, don't panic. You'll receive an email notification from me letting you know that a report was received and we are scheduled to meet one-on-one to discuss this incident. This meeting is your opportunity to share your side of the story. Once the meeting is complete, I will evaluate the case information, so your testimony, the incident report filed by a faculty or staff member, and any other evidence, to determine if you are in violation or not in violation of the policies noted. If you're not in violation, the case is over. If you are in violation of any of the policies, you'll receive notification on sanctions that must be complete by the assigned deadline. Further information on the conduct process is listed in the BFIT handbook that you received digitally. The conduct system is designed to ensure the well-being and rights of all community members in a safe and fair way. I urge you to take a few minutes to get familiar with the Code of Conduct and any expectations that we have of you before you begin classes. We expect you to conduct yourself in a manner that positively reflects on the college and to speak up and say something if you see any wrongdoings against any other members of our community. We're all in this together. Thank you for joining me on this brief introduction of the Code of Conduct, and I look forward to interacting with all of you during your tenure at the college. Stay safe, work hard, and reach out to me with any questions.